Alright, what's happening, everybody? We are back. More Darkest Dungeon 2 here. Excuse me. Oh, good. We're going to start with some noises. Alright. No Neo 2. I don't think I'm going to continue Neo 2 on stream, actually. I love that game very much. The reality of the matter is that I simply don't have the time to stream longer games of that sort. So I'm gonna, rather than try to find more time that simply doesn't exist to, um, you know, stream games that I feel like I have more time to stream, like longer games like that. Like I'm gonna try to make the stream fit more into my current amount of time that I have, because I don't have that much time. Uh, so. I've made the regrettable decision to not continue Neo 2 and other long form games like that on the stream. I think we're going to take it back to the stream's roots, do some more roguelites, some things that maybe don't require. Oh, hello, cat. Welcome, Miss Pickles, to the stream. How are you, my dear kitten? You're so cute, and you know it. That's why you get away with this nonsense, these shenanigans. No one wants to see you. You're too cute. You're cuteness overload. People can't handle it. Well, I can't see anything anymore, so anyway, she wants to. She's immediately gonna want to try to sit on my mouse. Come on, Pickles. Figure out what you're doing here. There's no room for you up here. You can't lay on the keyboard either. We're gonna get started here in a moment, I promise. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've thought about here. Going back to the roguelite thing, so Darkest Dungeons 1 and 2 obviously will be featured heavily on this stream because they're just the best games ever. Suitably rage-inducing for Twitch audiences. Just in general, trying out some roguelites and things like that, like some things that I have time to actually play online. Offline, I will obviously be continuing Neo 2 because it's awesome, and I have more time, like, where the kids are awake and stuff, to play those kinds of games, when I'm being a responsible step-parent. So, well, let's get going here. I don't think we were in the middle of a run, but we'll find out here momentarily. No, yeah, we had just I had just finished one offline. I think I was playing offline a little bit, trying to unlock stuff. So I wanna get more into the the Vestal. I unlocked a new path for her.
In this lightless obscurity.
So we have two. I want to try to unlock the Seraph path as well. That's the third one that I haven't seen yet. But I really like the second path that I unlocked.
Your sanctum.
Oh, I can't remember what it was called. We'll find out here in a minute.
Nightmare.
But it was more centered around her being, the skills in the first two ranks, which was pretty cool. She was pretty effective up there too. The problem is we didn't have much of like an effective healer at that point, because we had to rely on either the Plague Doctor or the
I can hear the
occultist. And the occultist, my god, even in Darkest Dungeon 1 I never saw so many heals for 1 or 2 hit points.
A beacon for the broken and the battered.
Alright, so what are we going to do here? We want to try to make it to the I have not yet seen this third boss. It's been out forever. We've got some updated goals here. Use Otherworldly Fragment 2 times. Alright, so what are our paths for her? The Chaplain, that's right. It affects like her Hand of Light, Mantra, Sanctuary. So those, Mantra, she becomes a support character at that point. So you cannot pair a Chaplain with the Man-at-Arms, because you really, unless your other two guys are going to whip up some good firepower, it's really not going to work. You need 3 solid firepower characters at that point with the Chaplain, because you're relying at that point on a skill that relies on another skill. So, oh wait, no, okay, that's incorrect. So it changes Mantra so that instead of requiring one of these consecrations, it requires sanctuary. So really, you know, I completely rescind what I just said 4 seconds ago. Um, it's a good pairing with the Man-at-Arms because it counts if the other hero has guard on from, say, the Man-at-Arms. I don't think who else has guard skills. I think just those two, right? I can't think of another one that does. So then, you know, Hand of Light and the Mace Bash are both really good skills. Illumination's real good for that. You know, I do really like. I feel like it worked pretty well, but it does kind of limit. I mean, you're pretty much locked into a specific type of party at that point. So, you know, you could take a Man-at-Arms with you, get some extra. I mean, I didn't use Mantra at all. Whenever I did use Sanctuary because it's a good skill. And I believe it's heals. Oh no! So in this hero path, she does not heal stress. But you know, having just done that, I think we're going to go back to Wanderer path on her. We are going to take a Vestal for sure. The Confessor path, it's a good path, but I feel like it's not. It's not terribly useful. I get what they were trying to do with it, but I didn't like it. I thought it was not good at all. And I'm probably just using it wrong. I mean, if we're being totally honest, that's probably user error on my part. I prefer the damage from Judgment. The debuff is good, but this version of the... Well, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. It could be worse for sure, but what else? So what else do we get? So Mantra is effective as well. Requires the target as a consecration. So once you use the consecration skills for that path, I feel like it's worth kind of using. Oh, so this removes all negative tokens. Wow. So that's if they have a consecration. So you're talking about the consecrations don't last long. I think they only last like a round or something, like round maybe 2. So they're great in theory, but they don't stick around enough to really make good use of them. So, and that said, like the Judgment skill being a debuff skill is still extremely useful. However, I find that with the types of enemies that you encounter in this game, you really you need the extra damage. So I think we'll take a Wanderer with us this time. The old basic Wanderer. I don't know anything about the Seraph either, so I'm hoping to kind of maybe see that and we get a chance to explore that later as well. Divine Comfort is great in theory, but her time is very valuable, you know, like a doctor. So using one round to it's rough. It's rough to waste a round on Divine Comfort. It helps. I can't say it's not a good skill. I can't say that. It's just it's tough to find a time where you can waste the turn. I don't want to say waste the turn, but waste the turn to do it. Because she could be doing so many other things like the consecrations. Sanctuary is good. I believe this one, yeah. So we can heal some stress with the upgraded version of Sanctuary. That could be good in a tight spot, but I still think it's good to either take a Man-at-Arms or a Jester to help manage some stress. The Jester is a 10 out of 10 class. I've said it a million times. I can't help it. It's just too good. I honestly feel like it's worth taking Mace Bash as well, because, or even Hand of Light. A Hand of Light's a great skill. Those buffs that you get are great. They even, you know, the upgraded version does an adjacent hero, but assuming, I mean, it's basically planning to get shuffled at that point, which is a good way to be. I mean, if we're being perfectly honest. Let's remind ourselves what those consecrations do. All right, consecration flight grants a like an advantage token. What do we call that? Crit increase. It's increased damage. We know that. And then this gives you either the damage or the crit. And then I like the idea of these rank effects. I think that they're neat. They're just, and I'll tell you, the controlled burn actually won my first win against the brain, because she was the only character left, and it was the only skill she could use because of her position. So the Consecration of Fortitude is one that, like, if I had to pick, it's definitely one of those that I would use. So, and again, I guess going back to what I was saying about Mantra, the consecrations don't stick around, right? Which means you can maybe get a maximum of 2 heroes with the Mantra heal. And it's a heal of 10%, so it's not worth it. It's completely not worth it. I can't say that that's a skill I'm ever going to really make use of. But the Consecration of Fortitude is just good fun. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. And that said, like, is it worth taking? So yeah, I mean, ministrations, all of these skills are all very good. They all have their use. Obviously we want the Divine Grace. Illumination is fantastic. If we take a character that can get rid of dodge and stealth, we don't need to take it, and then we can at that point use one of the other skills like Mace Bash, or Divine Comfort even. It's good to have that as a backup. I don't like planning for bad things to happen, but you really have to in Darkest Dungeon 2, and Darkest Dungeon 1. I mean, who are we kidding? But yeah, I mean, this mantra, unless we get a way to, like, somehow affect all party members with a consecration, mantra is not useful. It's just not. I do like Divine Comfort, and it does give her a use in the second. Same with Illumination. Alright, so I think we keep the Consecration of Fortitude and forget about Divine Comfort and the Mace Bash. We can kind of like do without it, I think. Alright, so let's pop her into rank 4. Because we want her to be kind of our healer this time. Alright, so who do we want up front then? That's the real question. I mean, should we just go ahead and put the Jester on our team now? You cannot go wrong with the Jester. That's a leper. I do that every time. Look at these 2 portraits. I can't tell you how many times I've clicked on both of these and been like, oh, you know, thought it was the other one. We'll take a Jester. I really want to try to get to a boss and win. Which we're only going to do with a Jester in the party. And this is the skill layout. I mean, Finale's good. But we have the ability to move back without it. Yeah. I am okay with that. So we have Virtuoso. So we get lower resistances, more hit points, more speed. 100%. Is that stress resistance? Or is that horror resistance? Because the horror is a different icon now. I don't know that it really matters all that much, TBH, because the damage over time resistances are basically meaningless in this game. They are completely unnecessary. So let's go Virtuoso, because why not? We could use extra HP. I have found some cool use for the grave robber. She can deal some damage. I think that if we make her like more of a frontline fighter, so we get some more range skills with this. We did unlock this recently. But if we're gonna risk having her or like attempt to have her up front, then we have to get rid of some of this. I mean, we're not going to be using we're going to be using our melee skills. And that's going to be our pick to the face. Our glint in the dark is ranged. Lunge is melee. Pirouette is ranged. I think. I mean, yeah, I kind of like the idea. Let's try it. All right, let's go with a Deadeye here. We won't take pick to the face. We'll take lunge, and we'll take screw flashing dangers. We'll take pirouette. Absinthe. No. Glint in the dark is good. That will remove some stealth. She's pretty effective in rank 2. I gotta admit. So for Deadeye, we don't need pick to the face. We'll get extra damage and crit from the range, so we can stick to the range. We'll go with glint in the dark. Should we keep a poison dart here, or would we go with like one of these? Repartee. I'm not gonna do fade to black. We'll stick with the pirouette. I don't really care about stealthing her because the benefits of that are not game breaking, we'll say. So it's either going to be Dead of Night, which would be good for a quick heal. It does clear some corpses. Right now we don't have much of a way to clear corpses, so it could be good for that reason, but we should be able to hit all the ranks, so it doesn't matter as much. We have to also think about like a lair boss. Who are we most likely to want to fight? But I mean, pretty much all the lair bosses require you to be able to hit all the ranks, so as long as we have some diverse ability to hit the ranks, then we should be okay. All right, let's try it. Let's, I know I talked about wanting to win, but we're going to take the grave robber anyway. And then up front we have maybe I think we can go with a Hellion here. We have a Ravager now. If rank 1 plus 25% damage minus 33% bleed chance. Okay. Interesting. She has a 25% chance to start bleeding, but we do have ministrations. So that's, I mean, she is going to be our healer. I think we can get some real firepower out of this. Let's try it. We haven't done it. We just unlocked it, clearly. Let's do it. So we'll get rid of if it bleeds because she's not in the right place. Yop, we don't need. Now, is this... Wait, I have to see. So, minus 33% bleed chance. So that means we're not going to get much use out of if it bleeds. Toe-to-toe could be good. Adrenaline Rush we will require. And then Howling End, I think, would be good. We'll keep toe-to-toe instead of Breakthrough, because as much as she gets knocked... She does get knocked into the back quite a bit. But toe-to-toe can not only reduce, once we upgrade it, it can get rid of the winded. And she gets hit enough up front that, I mean, Adrenaline Rush will be fine for that. The only thing that's going to wind her is Howling End. So if we just stay away from it until we need it, then we'll be okay. So we're not going to get much bleed out of her, obviously. I think that's good. I think we got some good... good stuff here. So we got a Fanatic Slayer. She's zoophobic. Winded. Gross. It's not the worst. It's not the worst flaw I've seen. And her positive quirk kind of outweighs it. Depends on cleanliness for sanity. Okay. We'll take ascetic, sure. I'm just looking to make sure nobody's like a breacher. Thanatophobic. That's a terrible, terrible quirk. We'll have to get rid of that as soon as we can. Alright, I think this looks like a pretty solid team. I think I like our chances. Am I incorrect in my confidence? I mean, it's Darkest Dungeon, so yes.
This
100%.
was a beautiful place once.
What a pity. But we got 19 candles too. We have been unlocking stuff. I've been playing on my off time, trying to just get stuff unlocked. I'm interested in you know, unlocking the altar of not the altar of hope. The altar of hope is where we're at now, but the infernal torch, so that we can do some like torchless runs. Because I don't hate myself enough yet. All right.
To recall a thing is to make it.
So I
real
upgraded our
once
stagecoach a
more.
little bit. We got an extra. We got some more inventory slots. We got another stagecoach equipment slot. Increased loot. Increased chances of candles of hope appearing at map locations. It takes 16 candles. When do we get? It was going to take us 55 candles to get all 4 stagecoach slots. Increased loot. So if we just did like one at a time with that, that might be okay. The Infernal Flame cost a cool 25. We get some positive benefits from it too. Permanently restricts flame to 1. Infernal Flame cannot be found at the Valley Hoarder. Do we have to buy it? Oh, that's... God, they really don't want you to do that, huh? Oh, from Sluice Brave, so we just get more candles, it looks like. So, is that really it? I mean, that seems
These are beaten, broken souls.
kind of terrible.
And yet our
TBH.
fortunes cry with them.
Alright, how many is it going to take this? It's the Seraph. Okay, so it's going to take us 18 of our 19 candles to unlock it. Gain conviction when a consecration activates. Consecrations last 5 rounds? Ooh, now we're cooking with propane and propane accessories. So that kind of changes things, I guess, for that that path. I think mantra can be used. I'm not sure. I can't remember right off the top of my head where she has to be for that. I think it's up front to use mantra. But I mean, my God, if she just spends all her time doing consecrations, then, and it looks like I'm willing to bet that it changes how they work too. So let's just go ahead and unlock it for the next run.
Take our afternoon tea at the quaint cafe.
What else did we get? We got a profane scroll. She has plus 10 movement resist, some extra resolution. Alright, and then we have one more. So we get a stagecoach item, combat item. We have no combat items unlocked. We've unlocked a lot of in items because they're like completely necessary. We could use some more trinkets. We haven't unlocked combat items in a while. Let's do that. Death cap spores.
Is another implement at our disposal.
It's a noxious item. Reduces death blow resist and blight chance. Okay.
Once more into the maelstrom.
I'll bet I'll use that all the time.
What hope yet remains.
Okay. Well, I mean, sure. Pop one of those on. We didn't get it. The trinket. We should have gotten a trinket. I thought when you unlocked it, you got it, but I guess that was not correct. I guess if you unlock it from like the trinkets, the general trinkets, not the specific hero trinkets. Alright, so what do we want here? We got a chance for trinket or supplies. Let's go for... I mean, the game's telling me basically to go for a trinket, so let's do it. It was garbage. Healing given. All right, so we'll I guess totally give that to our. Hey, Turima with the 5 month sub. Oh my God, singular strike. Have a good stream from your parents' house. I hope so. We're really just getting started. I've been waffling like crazy over here. Hope you're having a good time over there at your parents' house. I saw the one picture you posted earlier. It was terrifying. Shook me to my very core. Hope you're having a wonderful night so far. And thank you again. Thank you for the 5 subs. Also, Anom96, thank you for the follow. You followed me at some point when I was offline. And I appreciate that. I hope you're having a good time so far. You'll inform that person. You could tell her there were tears welled in my eyes. Just quivering, voice quivering with emotion. Okay, so what? Let's check our stagecoach items. I feel like, the griddle costs 80. That's a bummer. It's a good item, though, so, like, it's worth it. Increased stacking for relics, charred books, silver spoons, war medals, fertile dirt, and untainted sea stars by 8 per stack. That's great for inventory space. However, I think what's more important is party building stuff, which we don't have the option for. So we could wait till we get to the inn to see what they have for sale. However, restorative herbs is also a good purchase. Or we could just buy the restorative herbs and the strong box, but we'll find one. I am confident that we don't have to waste 40 gold on a strong box. So let's see what we get at the end here. But the restorative herbs are good, especially because we know characters like Boudica in here. Actually, I'll be a good streamer here. We got a sub, so the sub gets to be a hero. And I know Turima loves a jester. So, Turima, welcome to the party. Turima will be keeping us sane in Oregon Trail Lovecraft Edition. Okay, so what do we expect out of this run? I mean, death and horror. I mean, we know full well, I mean, we have a good chance of going to the end here. But, man, this game has been awfully rough. I mean, the more we unlock, the better it is. I mean, we really should be... I feel like I should be focusing on getting better items and stuff, because they can really be a difference maker. But we're getting there. You know, we're getting to... We're figuring out new strategies and things that are, you know, allowing us to keep more candles at the end of our runs. I would have had more. I think I died in like the first fight after an inn, and I was like, "Oh, we're totally good. We'll be fine." Bleed. We gotta bleed. So she's doing some more damage. That's fantastic. That's what we like to see. Let's do a little of that. Then we're gonna lunge. We're gonna lunge next turn. It's gonna be phenomenal. Wait till you see. Can we do some judgment? Illumination? Nope. Consecration of Fortitude? Maybe. Judgment won't really... We'll do like 3 to 5 damage. We bleeds 3, so if we do at least 3 damage, she's dead. So let's do it. We did 4 damage. Take that. Yeah! Don't like her, man. Not a fan. Slice off? Yeah, just do it. See, this is a good party. This would be a good party to have Mace Bash on our Vestal, because she's going to be out of position at some point. I just know it.
On to the inn. Rest and resupply await you.
What do we get? We got some stuff? Medicinal herbs? Heck yeah. So what do we want to get rid of, though? What does Audrey have? she can get rid of someone's stealth. She has glint in the dark, and she can hit the first three things. So illumination, I believe, that targets everybody, and it does remove dodge. All right, we'll keep illumination. Ugh. But that means the only other thing I'm willing to get rid of is Consecration of Fortitude. Nah, we'll keep things the way they are. We'll deal. We'll be okay. Because both Tarima and Andri can get their butts back into position pretty quickly. I feel confident. We're it's still early in the run though, so we'll see how long that confidence lasts.